Don't mind me, guys. I'm just testing this new Diffusion from IKEA, and this is a very cheap window curtain. But the reason I have it is because it's part of my lighting kit, and that's what we're gonna talk about today. So I have recently tested my updated lighting kit on a documentary shoot for National Geographic in Africa, and I can say that it worked great. And if you are a documentary filmmaker, you know how important it is to have a lighting kit that is versatile but also lightweight, that allows you to shoot different types of scenarios such as interviews, lighting spaces, or supplementing practicals. The kit I'm going to talk about today can do all of that, and the kit is mostly focused on documentary filmmakers or people who shoot branded content with small crews and they have to move around or they have to travel for work. A little disclaimer with this video, I'm not reviewing any products, I'm just literally showing you what is inside my kit, and hopefully you can take some inspiration from that and maybe implement some of the pieces into your own lighting kit. One thing to show you guys, today I'm filming on my little Fuji X100F. Because my Kinefinity camera is in repair or cleaning and repair, and then my Lumix camera is still in Bali. So I kind of had to find a solution, and I'm shooting on Fujifilm, which is only full HD, but hopefully the image is gonna be all right. So let me start with the lights. The main light, the key light that I use is the Zhiyun Molus X100. I got this light recently and I absolutely love it. It's so small, so lightweight, and because it's a 100-watt light, it's also very powerful. I usually use this light as a key light with a small rig softbox and a grid, or I can shine this light through a shower curtain or some sort of diffusion. I can also create a book light by bouncing it from a white wall into a diffusion, or just bouncing it from a white wall. And then I can also use this light to light spaces because it's so powerful. I can actually put it outside and I can shine it inside a room and create this sort of a harsh afternoon sunlight effect. If you're looking for a lightweight light that can do a lot, definitely check the Zhiyun lights. The Molus series is really incredible. A big benefit of this one is that you can also power it with a battery. So if you need to light something up in the field, you can literally just take the light out and walk around it with the battery. There's a lot of different adapters and diffusions that comes with the light. So this is the basic one. Then there's this Bowens mount adapter. This basically allows you to attach soft boxes with the Bowens mount on top of the light. Another adapter is this mini softbox. This really is a tiny softbox. I haven't actually used this one yet, but I'm sure that it will come down to it eventually. And the last adapter I have is this little dome, which has a rubber front and allows you to soften the light. And it's just another modifier that you can use to create different lighting scenarios. So as I said, this light is the key light, so I would use it for interviews or to light spaces. Now I have two more lights in the kit. First one is this Nanlite Pavo Cube 26C, which is a small RGB tube. Very useful, especially if you need to light someone or something very quickly. You can just pull it out of your backpack. At the same time, it's magnetic, so you can just stick it on metal surfaces. And this also helps when you're on expedition and you, for example, need to get stuff out of the car. You can just stick it on the car and then you have a continuous light that helps you. Another similar light that I have is this Aperture MC11, which is also an RGB light. This one's pretty old, probably like 4 years, but it's still working perfectly. As I said, RGB light, it has a lot of effects, and I usually use this as a hair light or to just add a little bit of interest into the background. So these are the lights, and having lights, it's extremely important, but I would put the same importance level to also having materials to diffuse and to shape the light. So let's go straight into that. So to diffuse, as you could see in the beginning of the video, I have a few things. The first thing I have is this curtain. This is a window curtain from IKEA. I have two of these. I think they're 140 times 220 centimeters or something like that. And I haven't used these to diffuse light directly yet on a character, but I use these to put them on the windows, because oftentimes what can happen is that you're going to be shoot in scenarios where there's no curtains on the windows, and so the window light can be very strong. And that's when these curtains come in handy, because you can use these curtains to put them on the windows, whether that's through using clamps or maybe putting up a string. And these can basically soften the light of the windows and at the same time add a little bit of a set element to the frame. You can see that I used it in Africa. This window was overblown and there were kind of metal curtains on it. So what I did, I've put this window curtain on top of it, and it helped with softening the light and covering the ugly metal curtains. So cheap IKEA curtains. Next diffusion material is also very affordable, and it's a shower curtain. So this is again $10 or $15 shower curtain from IKEA, and this is great for diffusing light because it's a little thicker than the window curtains. So I either use it to diffuse light when I have time to do a nice setup, or I can also use it to bounce light. At the same time, it's a shower curtain, so you can easily wash it. And I've also added these Velcro straps, so that helps me with being able to attach the shower curtain to all kinds of rails and stands. I highly recommend cheap shower curtain. Weighs nothing, costs nothing, and it's extremely useful. Now, another diffusion that I have is a small rig softbox. I recently purchased that one in combination with the Zhiyun light, and I'm not gonna take it out here because it takes some time, but as you can see in the videos, it's a softbox. It has a grid, and I use it to light interviews or faces. It's very lightweight, it has the typical bone mount, and I always take it with me when I travel for documentary shoots. Next one, 5-in-1 reflector. I actually have the reflector right here, so I can't show you. Well, I can maybe show you like this. 5-in-1 reflector, extremely useful tool. It has the gold, silver, white, black, and then you can take it off, and it has kind of a diffusion material, which is also really nice when you're shooting outside. You need to film someone's face, but the light is a little too harsh. You can soften it, or you can bounce it and basically bring in a fill into the image. Now, the last diffusion or last modification material I have is this black fabric. This is a 3x2 black backdrop, and I always travel with it, and I use it as a negative fill for interviews, or I can throw it on the ground when doing interviews to, first of all, bring in a little bit more darkness, but also prevent the sound from bouncing from the floor. This is a typical photographic backdrop. You can buy it on Amazon for a few bucks. I also used it when we were shooting few portraits in Africa, basically to absorb some light on one side of the image to give a little bit more contrast to the portraits. So that's it when it comes down to lights and diffusion. And the last part is the grip, because obviously you need to be able to attach all of these lights or diffusions to walls or doors or stands. So let me guide you through what I carry with me when I travel for a documentary shoot. Let me start with stands. As light stands or microphone stands, or stands for the diffusion, I carry these Matthews mini stands, and this stand is great because it folds down upwards. So when you unfold it, it goes like this, but then you fold it up and it basically becomes this very neat and small lightweight stand. I do have one of these, and then I have two other from a different brand, but basically same design. So in total I have 3 stands, and I could probably get a 4th one, but then obviously you're adding weight. And so it really depends on the shoot and on how much stuff you can bring with you. If it's a very small shoot, I might just bring 1 stand. If it's a bigger production, I might bring 3. Apart from the stands, I also carry 2 of these iFootage magic arms. And obviously these are super versatile because you can also use them on your camera rig. But I usually actually use them with a clamp, and on the other side I can put a light, I can clamp diffusion to it, I can use it to do a hair light, So super versatile. And I can also just, using the clamp, I can also just clamp them to the stand itself and get a little bit more height out of it. So super useful, 2 magic arms. They have this quick release kind of mechanism, which is great. You screw this to the piece of equipment you want to attach, then you just pop it in, lock it, and you're good to go. Next thing I have, which I haven't seen too many people travel with, is this little rope. The rope has a wire inside, so it's a little stronger, but it's a 10-meter rope. And basically, I use it to, especially if I'm inside, I can attach the backdrop to this, the black backdrop, as a negative fill, and then I can kind of find different, different areas in the room where I could attach it. I can also use it to open up the shower curtain and to basically create a diffusion, or I can also use it as a laundry rope, so I can dry my laundry. Again, few bucks, but fairly useful. Another thing I carry are these clamps. So I have a variety of these. I have 4 of these ones, then I have smaller ones, and then I found these new clamps, which basically have this, I don't know how you call it, suction on it. So you can attach them to a glass surface, which I haven't actually tested it yet, but it could be extremely useful if you need to put a window curtain on a window, but there's no rails. So you can basically stick this to the window, and then obviously, as you can see, it's a clamp, so you can attach the shower curtain or the window curtain to it. So I have 4 of these, 4 of the bigger ones, and 4 of these small ones. Oh, last thing for the grip. I always travel with the duct tape. Duct tape is just such a versatile tool that you can use for almost anything, and you can fix anything with it. So having a duct tape is always a good idea. So that's it for my lighting kit, and I can fit all of this into a Pelican case or into my big luggage, depending on how many pieces of luggage I'm bringing. But I always try to bring 2 check-in pieces of luggage when I'm going on productions, because it just helps. It just helps having a Pelican that is waterproof, and you can always have it with you in the car or in the field. And that's it, guys. This is my lighting kit. I hope that you got a better idea of what a documentary filmmaker, when shooting interviews and when lighting spaces. I think I'll probably add one more Zhiyun light to just have more output when needed. But so far, I'm really happy with this. That's it for today. And if you would like to learn more about cinematography and documentary filmmaking, you can also check my website. I do one-on-one online coaching, and I have a WhatsApp group where I share BTS tips and tricks. So check the link in the description of the video to join the group. As I said, that's all from me, and I'll see you in 2 weeks with the new video. Peace.